This guy's a vibe.
These are the most crazy questions.
Welcome
back.
We're about to do something that we've been told to do for
my gosh,
over like a year now, potentially.
a long time.
Just
definitely not over a year.
Whenever we started making reactions.
That was
like 8 months.
7 months ago, 8 months ago. Yeah. We are finally, and you're welcome to all the people. We get like at least one comment about this a week. We are reacting to
Krishnamurti. Can someone tell us how to pronounce that?
Yes,
please?
if you can like somehow say that in the comments, how to pronounce it, we would love that.
He seems like some sort of yogic healer type teacher.
Tell us who he is too.
Yeah,
You don't know who he is.
We know nothing.
We
about
don't know
this
who
guy.
he is. So like, let's just click on the video, and like,
okay. Well, I'm saying that because the topic for this video is: Is it true that yoga will awaken deeper energy, which is called Kundalini? Seems like he's getting asked this question.
Okay.
And this video is from 1979.
In the UK.
So let's dive right in, friends.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
This guy's a vibe.
These are the most crazy questions.
Okay, I love this man already.
I'm here for it now.
He's like fiddling around with the questions that he's probably given by his audience. Just goes, these are the most crazy questions. Let's go. What is he about to say?
Let's go. Yeah.
Will the practice of yoga, as it is being done in Europe and in America, help to bring about a spiritual awakening? Is it true that yoga will awaken deeper energy, which is called Kundalini?
The eyebrows.
May I read it once more?
He's got so much attitude.
You don't not necessary, right? There.
He's about to rip off.
From the sublime to the ridiculous. The so-called yoga, which the West and part of the East in India, was invented about the 17th and 18th century. The exercises. In order to not only to have a very good body, healthy body, through force, you understand, through discipline, through control, in order to awaken so-called higher energy. 17th, 18th century. The real yoga, which is called Raja Yoga, king of yogas, is to lead highly moral life. Not morality according to circumstances, according to culture, but true ethical activity in life. Not to hurt, not to drink, not to drug yourself, right amount of sleep, right amount of food, clear thinking, and acting morally, doing the right thing. I won't go into all that, what is right and wrong. And they never mentioned as far as I understand after talking with a great many scholars, they never mentioned about exercise.
It feels like you can feel his a bit of like stillness, because he's just the amount of pause he has in between words and control he has over every word he's saying. But he's got a bit of like ferocity.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, this like,
Yeah, so was he being serious when he was like ridiculous questions? Like, like it seems like he was being serious. He's like,
Yeah.
these questions are ridiculous.
yeah, which is like, wow.
Also, so yoga as a moral
Yeah, that
basis?
that made me very interested, because it's almost funny that we need something like yoga to just be leading. It's what he's describing it as, and he's putting it very simply, is just a very healthy life. How we've just gone so far askew for so long that we need a whole practice system to just be eating healthy, getting the proper amount of sleep. Like, the way he's saying it is just like these should be the bare essentials of life. But I don't know. I'm a little confused.
Yeah,
That's
let's
like,
keep going. See
yeah.
if this gets cleared up.
All right.
Exercise normally, walk, do, swim, all that. But their emphasis was a very moral life. Highly mind which is active. And modern yoga, the meaning of the word, you know, of course, all of you probably know, is, I've talked to the scholars too, and they say it doesn't quite mean that, which is to join. The meaning of the word yoga is to join.
Whoa.
Join the higher
Union,
with the
yeah.
lower, or the lower with the higher. You understand?
Whoa. I didn't know that. I didn't know that's what. Is that what the word yoga means?
Sadhguru always says it means union, like oneness.
Wow. I feel like you've seen like a million times more Sadhguru videos than I have. Like, because I feel like I've watched hours and hours and hours of Sadhguru, and there are so many things that you know that Sadhguru, you're like, oh, he always says this. And I'm like, I have never
I've
heard
been
him
watching
say
it for
that.
like 4 years.
Yeah, that's incredible. But that's cool to me, because I've never heard that, is that yoga means a joining or a union. And it makes me, I'm always thinking of Ram Dass. I'm so sorry I bring him up every episode, but it makes me think of when Ram Dass, one of his favorite, I think it's like a Zen proverb, it's just nowhere to stand. And what he interprets that as is that you can't be in the higher realm only up there looking down on earth, looking down on the day-to-day, and you can't only be in the day-to-day looking up at heaven. So there's nowhere to stand, because for you to be completely joined and in union, you can't be anywhere to be looking at something else. It's like when you feel like you are everything, you can't. For me, what that takes me to in my mind is you can't be standing somewhere, meaning you can't take a stance. You can't have a belief about something, and you can't be against. I don't know. That's just where
that makes me think. I guess I went more meta with it.
Yeah.
But when you said that, it made me think about the fact that you cannot observe life or judge life. Life is observing. Life is the like, you know, like you can't be here or here looking at one or the other. You have to be here being both.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that a lot, because also I find that there's a lot of weakness when you have a layer between just pure observation. You know, when you're thinking about your observations, I feel like that's always so harmful to like the general my being. Like if I'm having an awesome experience, and then these thoughts have been coming in lately where it's like, oh, I'm having an awesome experience, and then it's like part of it goes away. Yeah, you know, it's still there, totally. But part of it goes away, and it's so. I've been dealing with that, and I don't know. Have you dealt with these things? I would love to know if you have any practices to like stay in the experience and not be reflecting on the experience, because that immediately takes you out of the experience. Yes. Yeah. It's been so tough for me to deal with that lately, because I've been having these awesome experiences, but then I'm just like, whoa, this is going to change my whole day. And then it changes my whole day less because I thought about it. In it. Exactly.
Yeah. Dang, that's true. All right. Let's see where he goes with this. Yeah.
I forgot we were watching this video.
In modern yoga, I don't know why I'm talking about all this nonsense.
Oh my God.
I don't know why they call it yoga. It should be called just exercise. But that wouldn't appeal to you.
Oh.
You have to pay money to learn yoga, to breathe properly and all that. Really. You can practice yoga, the exercises of different kinds. The speaker has done some of it for years.
The speaker?
Taught by the experts.
Have you ever heard that before? Oh, Kami. No.
Our roommate's sister's dog is here, and that's why the door opened in our last episode. Definitely nudged the door open. Yeah.
Okay, but he just referred to himself in the third person.
Oh, you think he's saying the speaker?
100%. Yeah.
I didn't fully put it together with everything he was saying.
No, he was saying that like the speaker, he was basically saying how much he's had a lot of practice in what he's talking about. Like he's trying to show, I think this is pretty cool. He's trying to show that he is a refutable source in answering this question and talking about what yoga really is without, I think he's trying to remove ego from it. He's not saying I. He's saying the speaker, which is interesting.
He gives me Yoda vibes, so it makes sense if he starts talking third person.
Yoda vibes.
He gives me big Yoda vibes.
But he's like Yoda, but if Yoda was just pissed. If Yoda, no, but not pissed, just fed up. I feel like if Yoda had just gotten so many...
A bunch of Padawans kept asking him the same thing.
Yeah, he's like, stupid questions.
Charge.
Questions are stupid.
Because they also thought I was an expert. Sorry. I'm not an expert. And so they soon deserted me. Or I deserted them. Says, you can do this kind of yoga exercise for the rest of your life. You won't awaken spiritual insight. Nor will the awakening of a higher energy come into being. You know, in the East has word for this called Kundalini. Some of you probably have read or been caught in that word. But most of the people, as far as I've discussed with them, who have gone into this matter very deeply, they're always quoting somebody else. back to the original mischief maker. Sorry, I just want to...
Yo, that was kind of sick. Wait, did he just call, like, what Sadhguru calls the creator? Like, just a mischief maker? I feel like that lands with me really well. I like that a lot. Just a mischief maker. He's just playing around. It's just all play.
Yeah.
It's all play. Wow. I might cart.
Yeah, so I'm just interested.
Okay.
And none of them, please believe me, none of them have awakened this thing. They talk about it. They feel certain experience, and which they call by this name. I've discussed with them very seriously. And what they are talking about is certain form of increasing energy to do more mischief. I mean that. By eating right food, by control, by breathing properly, etc., 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 you have more energy naturally. And that gives you a sense of superiority in your enlightenment and so on. But there is a different form of, I won't go into it because you all are eager. I am not touching it.
Wow.
That can only happen when the self is not.
That's such a Yoda way to say it, bro.
Wow.
It can only happen when the self is not.
I really liked how he went about that, because that just made me self-reflect on how much I was holding on to all of his words. Everything he was about to say about what Kundalini actually was and what the whole thing of it was. But oh my gosh, wow, that just hit me. Oh my gosh, I just said, I don't know if any of you, I can't even remember what episode it was, but there was one episode where I was talking about, and this totally lines up with what he says, about how any of the spiritual or self-growth, whatever you want to call it, I don't even have a great word for it, moments, experiences that I had that whatever levels you up, brings you to a different state that you've never experienced before. For me, none of it has come from a place of desire. So maybe that's why he's talking about like this as a silly question, because it's coming from a place of I want. The self. The self is so present in the question, because it's like I want yoga to awaken my Kundalini energy so I can become enlightened. So I can be superior. And for me, when desire is removed from the equation, everything opens.
What is self, but like the list of things you desire? Maybe. I'll have to think about that. I can't. My processing power is not good enough for that one right now. What is self but the things you desire? Let's think about that and talk about it in the comments later. No, I like it.
Yeah.
I respect the hell out of the fact that he just goes, I'm not going to talk about this because what was the word that he used for the audience?
You are so eager.
You are so eager.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
That's
real incredible.
Good.
I felt my eagerness in that moment. My desire. My own desire. And I know that if he were to say the answers, all the answers to the truth of the world, everything, enlightenment, it wouldn't have reached me. Because I was so eager to hear it. I had so much desire around it, because here's another thing that I was saying the other day, is the word can't come first. Like it's like, it's also kind of what he was saying. He was like, everyone is just quoting someone else because the word's coming first. Like the word Kundalini is coming first. Whereas the first person who came up with the word Kundalini experienced, probably not from a place of desire, what Kundalini was, and then came up with the word Kundalini. And for me, the most amazing thing has been experiencing things not from a place of desire, and then finding that there are words to describe those experiences, but the words didn't mean anything to me before. And so,
wow. That's like some Nietzschean type freedom that he puts on you there. Like Nietzsche,
I haven't read Nietzsche.
Nietzsche is like existentialist, but he's the type of person who's like freedom, ultimate freedom is ultimate responsibility. Is you being like, I choose absolutely everything. And I need to make up every single law for myself, how I act, how I do. And that is what that felt like to me, is him being like all these things you've been told are people quoting stuff. You know, like it is only you. What were you going to say?
I've had a thought for a few days now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's too far out.
Yeah.
But Sadhguru talks about how we've separated creator from creation. And so the opposite of that is molding creator and creation, that it's all one and you cannot separate the two. It's yoga. Very good. And so that leads me to, how could it be, how could we say we didn't choose all of this? I've been sitting with it. I'm not saying that it's like the truth. I'm just saying it's been something that's been sitting with me, and it's been rattling around my everything lately. And it's been crazy.
Yeah. No,
that's a crazy one. How did we not? How could we say we didn't choose all of this? So how do we not? Then the next step is, how do you not take full responsibility for everything? It's just a different way of coming to it.
Which Sadhguru also says is like the path to enlightenment, is taking responsibility over everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Holy moly.
Man.
Then there is a totally different kind of energy to keep the mind fresh, young, alive. And that can only come when there is absolutely no sense of the self. Right? Obvious reason. Because the self, the me, the center, is in constant conflict. Right? Wanting, not wanting, creating dualities, opposing desires, this constant struggle that's going on. As long as that struggle is going on, there is a wastage of energy, obviously. When that struggle is not, there is totally different kind of energy taking place. Right?
Like when you're trapped in your ego so much, because I feel like it's powerful to even recognize that sometimes you're trapped in your ego, sometimes you might not be. Like that's the first step. Then you realize how many inner arguments you have with yourself. But when you're, at least what I've experienced is that when I'm in my clearest state, intuition, I call it open channel. Like the wisdom's flowing through me. It's just constantly flowing. There's no questioning. There's no questioning. There's no debating. There's no arguing. Because, and to think about that wasting energy, I've never thought of it in that way. Wasting your energy on these processes that you don't need to go through. Because if you were to just feel into yourself, you would know every decision you need to make.
yeah, the piece of information would like enter, be understood, and then you would act on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, what's the story he's about to tell? I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I'm not eager.
There is a story of a man, of a philosopher or a patriarch. He was a well-known teacher. And a disciple came to him and said, "Master, teach me how to meditate." So he sat up in the right position, and closed his eyes and began to breathe very deeply, trying to capture the higher webs and vibrations and all the rest of it. So the master picks up 2 pieces of stone and rubs them, keeps on rubbing them. And the disciple opens his eyes and says, "Master, what are you doing?" He said, "I'm trying to make out of the stone a mirror so that I can look at myself." And the disciple says, "Master, you can never do that." He said, "In the same way, my friend, you can sit like that and breathe like that forever, but you'll never..." Got it?
Wow.
I feel like we waited the right amount of time to start listening to this guy.
I was like, I made a mental note to say that, like, the time has come.
Yes.
And it's right now. It's perfect because this was I don't know if this would have landed with me even a month ago as much, or 3 months ago. Like this all landed with me very distinctly today. And I'm very happy that we chose to listen to him today.
Dang, dude.
Wow.
That was good.
That was incredible because he kept the right amount of answers from you that made you understand that. I feel like he's forcing you to understand that this lecture is not the thing.
Dude.
It's the essence of watching something. This is what we love about this channel, is that we want to watch stuff where we watch it and then we want to go live. That's what you want. Like, sometimes you watch content or you're on Instagram or deep in a YouTube hole and you finish it and you feel like crap. You feel like the world is just so blech and you feel gross about yourself. We want to watch stuff like this that like awakens your life being. And oof, this was good. This was so good. Yeah, thank you to all the people who have just constantly suggested him, because like we've been ignoring you, and I know why now, because it was just like it's the right time.
We weren't ready.
We weren't ready. Exactly. I seriously was not ready.
I'm trying to step in the ring with this guy. This is nice.
Yeah, I'm ready nice. I'm ready to come back to him like at another point. Do some more reactions on him. So if you have any specific ones that you love from him that are just like bangers, give it to us.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Now we know.
There's
a lot of work to be done.
A lot of unpacking. Much love.